Hey guys, welcome to Beyond Science 2. I'm your host Jasmina. These days, our daily lives revolve around consuming products left and right. Whenever a new video game console or a smartphone announces a release date, we are already standing in line at the store hoping to be the first one to own whatever it is that we have seen or heard about. In our home, we have no shortage of items in our kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom that makes us the kind of consumer that the retail industry enjoys selling things to. Fortunately for retailers, many of us don't stop to think what's going into the items that we put into our carts or shopping bags. And unfortunately for us, we may be unwittingly contributing to the problem that persists in almost every industry imaginable. So in this video, we are counting down to 9 everyday items you may never want to buy once you found out how they were made. Number 9, tissue and paper napkins. Napkins have become part of our daily routine and have been a staple in almost everyone's shopping list. You would think that these paper products don't have any insidious secrets to keep, right? Unfortunately, many big paper napkin brands and manufacturers are known animal testers, using innocent creatures to test different chemicals and other things on them to make sure that it's safe for human use. While some corporations support non-animal testing methods for their products, some of them still employ the methods from time to time when they have to. Number 8 is lotions and skin products. Moisturizers, petroleum jelly, and lotions are great products to keep your skin to have that healthy glow. Store and pharmacy aisles are stocked to the brim with different skincare products from different brands that stand by their claim to giving customers their youthful looks back. However, at the cost of the youthful glow, skincare products, including makeup, are notorious for animal testing. And in fact, many animal rights activists and advocates have protested and boycotted a number of big name brands in the market due to their track record in animal testing. Sadly for our furry friends, major corporations prioritize on their consumers at the cost of an animal's well-being. Many of them end up being mistreated and harmed during testing, if not worse. Next, we have plastic bags. Many plastic bags we use contain something called slip agents. This reduces the friction in the material, which prevents them from getting stuck together. While many parts of the world are slowly transitioning to biodegradable materials, such as bags made from recycled paper or biodegradable plastic products, there are still some places, even in developed countries, that use regular, non-green plastic bags that contain animal fat as the main ingredient in its slip agent. Animal byproducts are continuously being developed by manufacturers, not only for use in plastic bags as additives in its composition, but also in the future, we may be seeing several other products such as disposable diapers and hospital gowns that contain keratin protein found in chicken feathers. Number 6, rubber. It's in our wheels and in our furniture. The use of rubber has been one of the most important discoveries in history, and to this day, the product has served mankind extremely well. In fact, in countries such as Liberia, it has become an essential cog in the economy, providing jobs and strengthening national income. On the flip side, the rubber industry has become such a boom in Liberia that workers are treated the same way as their products, as expandable commodities. In 2006, a report was released when 2 of Liberia's major rubber plantations were at the hands of former combatants in the country's destructive civil war. In the report, it was revealed that the workers and the plantations were mistreated and were working slave labor, since the rubber industry in Liberia, unfortunately, is not properly regulated and tracked. A major tire company went under fire after being accused of buying rubber products from these plantations. According to the tire company, however, they stated that they did not know from whom they were buying their tires, a claim that may certainly be true. This poses an issue because it only exacerbates the problem that there are people in factories and plantations that are continually being abused and taken advantage of in order for some individuals to earn money. Number 5, sticky notes. At first glance, they don't seem to be too complicated and may not have too much to say in terms of chemical content. But that aside, many sticky note manufacturers, including big brand corporations, have been known to test their adhesive chemicals on animals. To make matters even grimmer, some of these tests are required by law in certain areas to make sure that the product is safe for human use. Next up, we have palm oil. While its popular use in Asia is in the form of cooking oil, palm oil has become an essential ingredient in many products, from cosmetics to car fuel, in much more developed countries. Products such as face creams and lotions contain palm oil as a form of preservative to extend the product's shelf life. Over the years, environmental activists have placed palm oil plantations and farms under their radar because of the destructive nature in collecting it, but it does not come close to how palm oil plantations use slave labor to produce it. The palm oil industry produces about $40 billion per year, and its major production is based on 2 islands in Indonesia, namely Borneo and North Sumatra. Employing contractors to hire workers, palm oil farms force their workers workers to sign contracts that require them to work for years. They are loaned money instead of being paid a salary, and are required to buy everything they need from the company store. Any attempts of escaping warrant severe beating from company guards. While many large corporations in Asia have condemned the practice, there are still some who have been discovered to turn a blind eye and continues to buy contractors and buy their supplies from farms that are known hotbeds of slave labor. Number 3, counterfeit handbags. Who would not want to bargain on a designer bag? Sadly though, designer bags do not come cheap, and many people end up in debt because of a purse. Because of this, many enterprising individuals have taken advantage of this situation to offer consumers a cheaper and less reputable alternative of counterfeit luxury bags. The practice of producing and selling counterfeit bags is illegal but is rampant in many countries, mostly in developing regions of Asia where the manufacturers themselves are based. With a $600 billion worth in the market, counterfeit bags are built on abusive child labor that the international community have tried to break and shut down. The profits from the labor itself are known to finance other, mostly illegal activities. In some factories, children work day and night to produce counterfeit bags, and in order to prevent any of them from running away and escaping, many of these factories have been known to break these children's legs and tie them to their seats. All of this is just to satisfy the demand from, ironically, Western consumers. As authorities and international civil rights groups continue to tell the public, as long as people keep buying, the counterfeit industry will be difficult to put out of business, and children will continue to be horribly abused. Number 2, branded clothing. As insidious as the counterfeit bag industry is, branded clothing comes at a number 2 for the same reason: child and slave labor. While known luxury bags have made efforts to move their production away from places that have illegal employment practices, there are brands that are still known for having their manufacturing done by children in mostly impoverished countries because of cheaper costs. Clothing brands and even retailers have gone under the microscope of activists because of public outcry against sweatshops. In countries such as Bangladesh, many retailers and brands find factories and sweatshops that will produce their products regardless of the method. Workers are subjected to extreme conditions with very little compensation. Several factories where they work are located in condemned buildings that are an inch away from collapsing. In fact, a few structures have collapsed and killed workers, a fact that many retailers have refused to comment on and actively turn their heads away from. Finally, we have electronics. Electronics have become one of the most useful things that never leave our side, and they have had a huge impact on our daily lives. However, though our lives may have been improved by our gadgets, the lives of those who have actually assembled them have been made miserable by tech companies who are cashing on to cheap overseas labor. Certain big tech corporations have been and still are under the fire of using slave labor and sweatshops to assemble their products. Most notably in China, a factory has gained quite notoriety for abusing its workers, forcing them to work in horrendous conditions and lengthy hours. It was even reported that the workers are cramped in small prison-like quarters, and it has gotten so bad that there were reports of suicide just so then they could escape the abuse. All of this is for producing a smartphone that would cost hundreds of dollars, a price tag that cannot even match the amount of hardships that these innocent laborers go through on a daily basis. I don't know about you, but not knowing the practices of how certain products are made isn't always on my mind. Actually, the amount of slave labor going on in this world is completely mind-blowing and not known to many. I'm glad that there are places like Trader Joe's that exist, because we are able to just buy something and not have to worry about if there's slave labor involved. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. See you next time. Bye!